Hello and welcome to Gibletish. This is Nephilim, and I will be reading from the Coppermind Wiki about the Unmade. This is part 2 of the Unmade series. We are going to read about the history and the culture of the Unmade. Alright, let's get on with the show. The Unmade, a history. During the Desolations. The origin of the Unmade is uncertain, but they are believed to have come into existence before the start of human civilization on Roshar. They have been implied to have once been something else before being made into the Unmade, but for now there is no indication what they once were. They were active in the Desolations, aiding Odium's troops in the conflict with their various skills. Urithiru was equipped with some sort of protection against the Unmade. Between Desolations, the Unmade lose their bond to Odium. Since the Arietium, they have remained subtly active on Roshar, probably operating with diminished capacity. They have also slumbered at times, or entered a period of inactivity. About 2,500 years after the Arietium, Ba-Edo Mishram instigated the false desolation by connecting with the singers and granting them forms of power and void light, until she was captured in a perfect gemstone by a Knight's Radiant Strike team. At some point, Raisha Fear was also imprisoned by a Lightweaver, but she later escaped captivity. True Desolation. The arrival of the Everstorm in Shadesmar revitalized the Unmade. As the True Desolation continued and the Fuse returned, the Unmade's influence increased. The death rattles allowed by the presence of Moloch have been noted in Kabranth and the Horn-Eater Peaks. Raisha Fear was discovered to be hiding in the core of Urithiru by the Alethi and was driven out by Shallan Devar. In the besieged city of Kholinar, Ashurtmarn's influence disrupted the leadership in the city, while Sja-anat corrupted the Oathgate Spren, turning it into a trap for Elhokar's rescue party. Queen Aesidon Kholin consumed a gemstone and worked with Yelagnar, but was eventually consumed by it. In the Battle of Thalen Field, Yelagnar joined with Meridas Amaranth for the fighting, and Nurgle's influence helped Voidspren bond with Sadeas' soldiers, turning them into warriors for Odium. Kaladin and his men defeated Yelagnar, while Dalinar Kholin successfully managed to capture Nurgle in a perfect gem. Navani has been researching the Unmade, but little factual information was found on them aside from in Hessi's Mythica. After the Thalen Field. Nurgle's gemstone prison was put in an aluminum box and sunk to the bottom of the ocean. Raisha Fear shared information about the sibling with the Fused. Sja-anat has been using her enlightened Spren children to influence events according to her designs, while trying to convince Odium she isn't actively trying to undermine him. This influence, through the lure of a corrupted Windspren, allowed Teravangian to kill Odium's vessel, Raze, and take up the shard himself. At Shallan's request, Sja-anat sent Tumi, a corrupted Mistspren, to investigate bonding a member of the Ghostbloods, but Tumi chose to bond Rlain instead, thanks to Renarin's suggestion. Teravangian's diagram indicates one or more Unmade has set up in Shinovar. Ishar claims that he has saved the Shin after they accepted the Unmade and tried to make gods out of them. While negotiating the Contest of Champions with Dalinar, Odium claims he can demand the Unmade retreat, but not all currently obey his will. Culture. According to Rosharan culture, by the time of the Era of Solitude, the Unmade had become mythologized heavily. In fact, there are disagreements about the number of Unmade. Some stories claim there were 10. In Vorin theology, they are spoken of vaguely and are typically combined into one entity. Even still, Ardents tell old folk tales and stories of the Unmade. The Unmade are often referred to as spirits of the void or 9 shadows that move in the night. They are considered to be the princes of Voidbringers in story, and feature in elaborate songs, poetry, and epics. People ascribe dozens of names and powers to each Unmade, making it difficult to determine the truth from falsehood centuries later. There are tales of them corrupting Spren and people alike. Some people fear that things like talking chickens will bring the eyes of the Unmade upon them. However, many in the modern day consider them to be nothing more than simple folklore. Scholarly works that involve the Unmade are often mocked and dismissed. The Unmade are featured heavily in the songs of the listeners, who also fear bringing the eyes of the Unmade upon them. The songs note all 9 names of the Unmade, remembering them as the gods the listener swore never to follow again. Sekir, the honor spren who rules lasting integrity, claims that humans thrive upon the terrible emotions that of the Unmade. And that is the end of this video. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this content. I know that I am learning so much about these characters, and I want to be going through so much more. Next week, we're going to be going just briefly through who the Unmade are, and then after that, we'll be diving deep into each character of the Unmade. Please put down in the comments what you guys want me to be covering after I cover the Unmade. I think I have a few things lined up, but I would love to hear what you guys want me to be covering as well. So for now, have a good day, have a good night, have a good afternoon, whatever it is. Thank you so much, and please, please, please try that chowta. It's delicious. See ya!